Hello. This video is what I think about Ra and the Law of One. I haven't read any of the Ra Law of One books. I should probably try and get my hands on one and read one. Or get one and then have a computer program read it for me so that I can just listen to the MP4. What I know about Law of One is if you type on YouTube Ra Law of One, there's some dude who has a channel, and I think it's a new channel. He's only got like 10 subscribers or something like this. I guess there's some kind of computer program, and if somebody watches this video knows of a computer program, because I typed for it and I couldn't find it, that you can get that can actually read books, because I listened to Rob Law of One, when the computer read it, and it sounded great. It sounded perfect. I loved it. So that means you could listen to any book that way. I want to do that. I have that actually on my website. I have a bunch of Bibles of the world. That's another video though. That you could do that, hook that program up, because the Bible's on one page, and listen to it. But anyways, I just babbled. So Ra Law of One. What I understand is that I only listen to it a couple times and I kind of fade out. Like whenever I listen to really interesting stuff, a lot of the times I fade out. You know what I mean? Like when you listen to a really good song, you fade out and it kind of gets your imagination going. And then you're like, wait, I wasn't paying attention to that. So I basically need to listen to Ra Law of One a bunch of times in order to remember what the dude's saying. But what I remember is the little amount of time that I was actually focused on what he was saying. I guess Ra was the Egyptian god who made the pyramids back 12,000 years ago or something like this. They didn't say who they were, but I guess they're aliens or something who came from another place, or spirits, I don't know, some kind of extraterrestrial, come down here to Earth to make the pyramids, to increase the energy of the Earth, to be able to make humanity ascend to a higher level spiritually, as a whole. And back then, the pyramids, this is another video, but the pyramids are right in the middle of the Earth landmass of the whole world. And due to the placement of them and everything and the other capstones they had, it was able to energize the ether of the Earth to bring us up. And also, if you go inside of the pyramid, you lay in that tomb of the King's Chamber, it would actually ascend you to I guess the next dimension. And I guess it still has energy now, but nowhere near the level that it was, because its crystal's cracked and it's kind of dilapidated, and the electromagnetic sphere energy configuration of the Earth is different now than it was then, so it's not, I guess if they build a pyramid, it'd be in a different place. But they said that they built the pyramids out of, this is another video about the pyramids, but whatever. They said that they built the pyramids with their minds. They placed the stones with their minds, but not only did they levitate and place the stones with their minds, they created the stones out of thin air with their minds. So then somebody asked in this audio thingy I read, they go, well, why didn't you just build the pyramids out of one stone then, if you built the whole pyramid out of your mind? And they go, oh, but we didn't want people to know 100% for sure that a god made it, because then people would be convinced about a certain god and they would worship it too much or something like that. So that's why they did it. I guess somebody might say, stones that are made out of the pyramids, you can actually see fossils in them. Maybe they deliberately made them with fossils. I don't know. That's just what Ra Law of One says. But one thing that Ra said that was interesting, that kind of made my ears prick up a little bit, was how they said that when they when they built the pyramids, and maybe even maybe they're the Anunnaki, maybe that's who Ra is, I don't know, but when they built the pyramids, they built the pyramids in order to ascend humanity. Now that was 12,000 years ago. I think, don't quote me on this, but I think every 26,000 years our sun revolves around the galaxy, the same way that every 1 year our planet revolves around the sun. So every 26,000 years our planet revolves around the galaxy. And so maybe 12,000 years ago, that's when there's some certain alignment with the center of the galaxy where there's extra energy in here, and they thought they'd try it then. And there was, I think, another falling of Atlantis 26,000 years ago. So the last time the sun was in the ecliptic of the galaxy, they tried to have an ascension and they crashed and they ended up falling down. And then it was 50,000 years ago. So that would be like 2 cycles ago, right? Because 12,500 times 2 is 25, and then that times 4 is 50,000 years ago. So we would have been in the ecliptic of the galaxy 50,000 years ago, and maybe Ra and the humans and everything, everybody knew about that, and they tried to have us ascend at that time, but we weren't ready, so then we just had to wait until we come into the crossing of the ecliptic again. So basically what that is, maybe I should get an illustration. Oh, I'll do an illustration because I have a piece of paper right here. Haha. So this is the galaxy, right? This is the galaxy, and this is the equator of the galaxy, right? So like the galaxy is made out of lots of different spiral arms that come out. This is the center of the galaxy, these are all the spiral arms. So we're in one of the spiral arms, but we're on the edge of one of the spiral arms. But if this is the galaxy looking at it head on, when we go around the galaxy, on one side, we're not right in the ecliptic or in the same place the whole time as we go around. We vacillate from going from the top to the bottom. So we cross this ecliptic. And the energy that shoots straight up from the center of the galaxy has lots more energy than any of the energy on the edges of the galaxy. So now maybe that's because the central sun, the central black hole in our galaxy, when it explodes, it shoots energy out perfectly like that. Like if you look at a supernova, it explodes and then it shoots it out like that, and then it shoots little streams of energy out like that. So maybe that's what has something to do. So when you cross it, there's a whole lot of energy, and that's when we get shot with so much energy, then we can actually ascend. And that's what's happening right now, is we're actually crossing the center of the galaxy, so 12,000 years ago, we were out there in the edge of the galaxy. I'm just talking out of my ass. This is just what I know, though, so can't blame me. They thought that they tried to do the ascension, and the thing is what they said, what Ross said, is that they thought at the time that they were going to be successful, and but they didn't realize that the souls on this earth weren't ready for it, because we're like a soul family on this earth. And anyways, I had a past life. My ears pricked up because I had a past life memory when he said that. I go, whoa, yeah, I do. I remember a time 12,000 years ago in the desert of me standing in front of a crowd, or being part, or maybe even being part of a group of people in the desert, in the Middle East, everybody thinking that there was going to be a big ascension and a big growth, and then it ended up not happening and crashing down. Like I don't remember that now, but I remember a time when I did remember that, like when I was 13. I was 13 is a time where kids are psychic. They go through a psychic period when they're getting their hair grown on their balls and stuff. And that was also 1987 when we had the harmonic convergence, so there was also a big psychic juice show, I think, power of psychic energy coming at that time. So anyways, that's when I had that vision of it. That's what I think of Ra. That's all I know. Sorry if if I'm totally full of shit and I don't know shit, but at least I tried, right? And I'd sure like you to do a better job. Oh, that would be so awesome if somebody were to shed light upon me. So there you go.